How did Civil War debt affect the post-war economy? Have you ever wondered how the massive debt from the American Civil War shaped the economy after the fighting ended? The financial landscape changed dramatically during this time. Before the war, in the year 1860, the United States government had a debt of about $64.8 million. By the end of the war in 1865, that debt skyrocketed to approximately $2.6 billion. This increase was more than 40 times the pre-war amount. The high costs of financing the war were estimated at around $5.2 billion. To cover these expenses, the government used several financial strategies. One key move was the Legal Tender Act of 1862, which allowed the issuance of paper money known as greenbacks. These greenbacks were not backed by gold, but they could be used to pay taxes and purchase goods. This introduced a new form of currency into the economy, which fluctuated in value and contributed to economic instability. Another important measure was the National Bank Act of 1863. This act established a national banking system that helped the government secure loans and created a standardized system of paper money and coins. However, the large amount of debt created several economic challenges after the war. Nearly half of the debt was short-term, maturing within 5 years, and carried an average interest rate of 6.3%. This burden strained government finances and raised concerns about the ability to meet financial obligations without harming creditworthiness. The presence of greenbacks in the money supply also caused currency fluctuations that complicated economic recovery. The war debt influenced taxation policies as well. The Union government raised about 21% of war funding through taxation, which was a relatively high proportion compared to the Confederacy, which raised only about 5% through taxes. The need to service the debt led to ongoing fiscal pressures that shaped post-war economic policy, including debates over currency value, taxation, and government borrowing. Economically, the Union states experienced growth and industrial expansion during and after the war. This growth was partly fueled by the infrastructure and financial systems developed to support the war effort. However, the debt and currency issues required careful management to avoid financial crises and restore confidence in the government's fiscal stability. In essence, Civil War debt had a major impact on the post-war economy by increasing government financial obligations, introducing new forms of currency that affected monetary stability, and influencing taxation and fiscal policy. Managing this debt was essential for the nation's economic recovery and future growth.